Angie Stone, an iconic voice of R&B and neo-soul, is remembered not only for her unmatched vocal talent, but also for the rich legacy she created in the world of music. She was a woman who had an undeniable impact on the genre, whose soulful and powerful voice captivated audiences worldwide. But her life came to an abrupt end on March 1, 2025, when a tragic car accident claimed her life. Today, we not only remember her music, but also the extraordinary journey she took to become one of the most influential figures in modern R&B. On that fateful Saturday morning, Angie Stone was returning from a performance in Alabama when her life was cut short. She was traveling in a 2021 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van en route to Atlanta from a show at the CIAA Basketball Championship in Baltimore. At approximately 4:25 a.m., the van tragically flipped over on Interstate 65, just south of Montgomery, Alabama. It was then struck by a Freightliner truck. Angie, unfortunately, did not survive the crash and was pronounced dead at the scene. The rest of the passengers in the van, including her driver and 7 others, survived but were taken to the hospital for treatment. The news of her untimely death shook the music world to its core. Fans, friends, and fellow musicians were left in shock, struggling to process the loss of such an influential figure in music. Her children, Diamond and Michael Archer, shared heartfelt tributes, expressing their heartbreak and disbelief. They wrote, "Never in a million years did we ever expect to get this horrible news. We are completely heartbroken." Angie Stone's funeral took place in Columbia, South Carolina, her hometown. A public viewing was held on March 15, 2025, at First Nazareth Baptist Church, the very place where she first nurtured her love for music as a child. The church, located on Gervais Street, was the backdrop to many of Angie's earliest performances, where she honed the powerful voice that would go on to define her career. The viewing, held from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., was followed by a celebration of life service, where fans, friends, and family gathered to honor her life and legacy. Those who couldn't attend in person had the opportunity to participate via a live stream of the service. During the service, Angie was celebrated for her musical accomplishments, her loving spirit, and the indelible impact she had on the world of R&B. Angie Stone's sudden death was a heavy blow, but as with all great artists, her legacy was not something that could easily be erased. The music world rallied around her memory, and her music continued to soar on the charts. In the wake of her death, her fans flooded music platforms, ensuring that her powerful voice would continue to resonate with audiences worldwide. Angie Stone's story begins long before the fame, the Grammy nominations, and the chart-topping hits. Born on December 18, 1961, in Columbia, South Carolina, Angie grew up in a musical family. Her mother sang gospel music at church, and her father, a blues singer, performed at local venues. This nurturing environment of music laid the foundation for Angie's passion for singing and performing. As an only child, Angie had a special bond with her parents, particularly her father, who was a significant influence on her life. From a young age, she was drawn to music, and it quickly became clear that she had a special gift. Her early years were spent singing in the church choir, where she developed a deep love for gospel music. Little did anyone know, these humble beginnings would lead to an illustrious career in the music industry. Angie's musical journey took a significant step forward in the late 1970s when she moved to New York. It was in the Big Apple that she found her way into the hip-hop scene, eventually becoming a key member of the legendary all-female rap group, The Sequence. Signed to Sugar Hill Records, The Sequence was one of the first female groups to break into the rap scene, recording tracks that would go on to shape the genre. One of their most famous tracks, Funk You Up, is considered a pioneering song in the world of hip-hop and has been sampled by artists like Dr. Dre, solidifying its place in hip-hop history. Despite the Sequence's success, Angie's ambitions extended beyond the confines of hip-hop. She knew that her true calling lay in the world of R&B, a genre that would allow her to showcase her rich, soulful voice. After parting ways with the Sequence, Angie formed the group Vertical Hold, which enjoyed moderate success. However, it wasn't until she ventured into a solo career that she truly began to shine. In 1999, Angie Stone released her debut solo album, Black Diamond, which featured the hit single, No More Rain, In This Cloud. The song was an instant success, reaching the #1 spot on the Billboard Adult R&B chart and helping solidify Angie's status as a solo artist. The album was praised for its deep, heartfelt lyrics and its smooth, sultry production, hallmarks of Angie's style. Her success didn't stop there. In 2001, Angie Stone released her second album, Mahogany Soul, which featured the hit single, Wish I Didn't Miss You. This track became a global sensation, further cementing Angie's place in the R&B and neo-soul pantheon. The album itself was a massive commercial success, charting high on the Billboard 200 and R&B charts and earning Angie a Grammy nomination. Throughout her career, Angie Stone worked with some of the biggest names in music, including D'Angelo, Alicia Keys, and Betty Wright. Her collaborations brought out the best in her, and her contributions to the neo-soul movement were invaluable. With her rich, smoky voice and deeply personal songwriting, Angie's music spoke to people on a profound level. She was an artist who poured her heart and soul into her music, and fans responded to that authenticity. But Angie Stone's influence wasn't limited to music alone. She was also a talented actress, appearing in films such as The Fighting, Temptations, 2003, alongside Cuba Gooding Jr. and Beyoncé, and Ride Along, 2014, starring Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. Additionally, Angie showed off her theatrical chops in the Broadway production of Chicago, where she played the role of Big Mama Morton. Her diverse talents made her a multifaceted artist, one whose influence spanned beyond the music world. Angie was also a beloved figure in the reality TV world, appearing on shows like Celebrity Fit Club and R&B Divas, Atlanta. Her candidness and vulnerability on these shows resonated with viewers, and they appreciated her authenticity both on and off screen. She wasn't afraid to speak openly about her struggles and triumphs, and this made her even more relatable to her fans. But it wasn't just her professional accomplishments that made Angie Stone special. She was a woman who remained grounded, no matter how high her career soared. She often spoke about her love for her family, especially her 2 children, Diamond and Michael, who were the light of her life. She was deeply committed to her roots and never lost sight of where she came from, always staying true to herself and her values. In the days following her tragic death, tributes from all corners of the music industry poured in, honoring Angie Stone's legacy. Fans, musicians, and industry leaders took to social media to express their sorrow and celebrate her life. Artists like Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, and Maxwell shared heartfelt messages about how Angie had paved the way for them and countless others in the neo-soul movement. Angie's influence was undeniable, and her legacy was undeniable too. Angie Stone's posthumous rise on the charts proved just how timeless her music was. Her hits like No More Rain, In This Cloud, and Wish I Didn't Miss You found a new audience after her passing, with both songs topping the R&B digital song sales charts. Fans were eager to revisit her catalog and celebrate the powerful voice and incredible talent that Angie Stone had shared with the world. As we remember Angie Stone today, we reflect not only on the legacy of her music, but also on the spirit of resilience, authenticity, and love that she left behind. Though she is no longer with us, her music will continue to inspire, heal, and connect people for generations to come.